If you're still living in the UK, you have to watch this video. Look, as an expat myself, I can tell you that relocating to a new country is literally one of the best decisions I did in my life. Business-wise, I reduced my tax burden from 45% in Germany down to 15%, and also my personal life quality has increased so much. It also feels just like a fresh new start. It's like a new book and you can write whatever you want into the new blank pages. Especially when your home country is not safe anymore, taxes are higher than ever and you never like the weather anyway. And so my goal with this video is to show more British people that there is an alternative option. Hey everybody, I'm Ricardo Gorski, the founder of Tax.One, where we help individuals and businesses relocate to low-tax jurisdictions, and in this video I'm discussing why and how to leave the UK as fast as possible in order to start a new and better life. And ironically, with this video I'm actually an official criminal in the UK because freedom of speech doesn't even exist in that country anymore. But anyway, before I explain step by step on how you can leave the UK, I actually want to discuss on why I think you should leave the UK as fast as possible and why I think a specific country in the European Union might be the best option for you, especially in regards to taxes. And this country is called Cyprus. But why Cyprus? Well, because technically it is the UK. Until just a few years ago, Cyprus actually used to be a British colony, and until today they still have many elements of British influence, which makes the transition for British expats much smoother. From driving on the left side to the NHS healthcare system over to the whole legal system, title deeds, the courts. Even the language is the same because Cyprus is actually bilingual, and living in Cyprus for 5 years I never experienced any issues, even though the official local language is Greek. Other than that, I would say that the lifestyle in the UK is pretty similar to Germany, where I was born and raised. However, I would argue that the lifestyle here in Cyprus is simply much better. Whereas in the UK and in Germany everyone is stressed, you have grey cities, a lot of rain, a lot of bad weather. Here in Cyprus we actually have a very relaxed Mediterranean lifestyle. More than 300 days of sunshine per year, beautiful beaches, nature, waterfalls, in general just a much slower pace of life, which is literally perfect for raising a family in a safe environment, a peaceful retirement, but also it's great for upcoming entrepreneurs like myself because we can just focus on what really matters, which is our business goals and dreams, and we are doing that here in Cyprus with like-minded people. Yeah, okay, we don't have crazy parties and festivals every weekend like in Ibiza, for example, but that's also not what Cyprus is about. In Cyprus there's a famous quote that goes like "siga siga," which is Greek for slowly, and that basically explains exactly how we live here in Cyprus. Anyway, up to the next one, and that is safety. Crime rates in Cyprus are among the lowest in the whole European Union, which is something that especially British people appreciate a lot under current circumstances. In Cyprus, you don't need to worry about violent riots or protests because it's a peaceful nation with a strong sense of community, and everyone is literally just minding their own business. In 5 years of living here in Cyprus, I have never heard about a stabbing or something similar. But now let's talk about one of the most interesting reasons to leave the UK, and that is taxes. In the UK, just as in Germany, we see rising taxes literally everywhere, which makes it extremely difficult on the one hand to not just build wealth, but on the other hand also to maintain wealth. Even the rich can't escape their tax burden anymore, and even millionaires are leaving the UK like never before. I recently read an article that 1 out of 6 millionaires will leave the UK until the year 2028, which is insane. And this is where Cyprus comes into play. Cyprus offers one of the most interesting tax regimes in Europe, especially for self-employed people, entrepreneurs and business owners. In Cyprus, the corporate tax ranges from 2.5% to 12.5% depending on your business, and also with the non-dom status, you have the option to pay 0% taxes on your worldwide dividend income for 17 years. That means once you move to Cyprus and the tax authorities certify your non-dom certificate, you will be completely dividend tax-free here in Cyprus for the next 17 years, which is a very long period, especially when we consider that the UK non-dom status is currently reforming and they are reducing the non-dom benefits in the UK down to just 3 or 4 years. Another wealth protection vehicle that Cyprus offers is the Cyprus International Trust, which has many benefits such as you're removing the ownership of your assets, you're putting them into an anonymous trust, and you're bypassing inheritance tax in any jurisdiction in the world. Our clients love it, and we have a separate video talking about the CIT right here. Other than that, you don't have to worry that you're leaving behind your British culture, because the British community here in Cyprus is literally thriving. We have British schools, restaurants, pubs, and even football clubs. It's super easy in Cyprus to stay connected to the things you love with people from your own home country. Especially in Pea Pafos, just 15 minutes from here, there is a huge British community, and in some restaurants I literally feel like I'm in the UK. Now, the best part. Many people get shaky legs when they think about leaving their home country. I actually felt the same. But leaving your home country, leaving the UK and moving to a new country is so much easier than you think. As a member of the European Union, Cyprus offers super simple residency options for European citizens. For non-European citizens, there are also options via investment. So if you buy a property, for example, for at least 300,000 euros, you can also get the permanent residency for yourself and also for your family by investing into just one property. And our team at Tax.One can assist you in every step of the way, from finding the right property for the best deal up until the immigration, company formation, and any other paperwork that you don't want to deal with. And trust me, once you land here in Cyprus and the doors of the plane open and you just feel the breeze of the Mediterranean Sea here in Cyprus, you just know that you made the right decision. And any further day that you stay in the UK, you just pay more in taxes and you deal more and more with uncertainty. Cyprus offers safety, a better quality of life, lower taxes, and a brighter future in general. And if you are ready to make the move, just visit Tax.One and we can help you to make the process as seamless as possible. And with that being said, let me give you our 5-step plan on how to leave your home country, relocate to a new country, just as I did in 2019 when I left Germany. Number 1, residency and visa requirements. And again, for that we have to differentiate between EU and non-EU citizens. Since the Brexit, UK citizens are considered non-EU citizens, and so we have different rules and implications as before. However, you might be eligible to claim a European passport through a family member by descent, for example, and we are also able to assist you with that. But if not, don't worry, as said, Cyprus offers other visa and residency options and programs such as the Residency by Investment program, and we are happy to explain more details in a consultation call. Also, prior to your move, definitely also review your financial situation, especially in regards to taxes, assets, and your income streams. Moving abroad can trigger tax obligations, and especially Western countries, again like the UK and Germany and also the Scandinavian countries, are very well aware about the fact that their citizens move abroad for lower taxes. And so in many cases there may be exit tax obligations, for example, which need to be considered in very detail. And for that we usually consult with your accountant or your tax advisor from your home country about any capital gains tax, taxes on unrealized profits, or exit tax when we are transferring your assets or when we liquidate your assets or company and incorporate a new one in a new jurisdiction. And the same applies to your investments and income streams. The good thing is Cyprus and the UK have a double tax treaty, but we still definitely recommend to book an individual consultation call so that we avoid any mistakes that may occur and that will cause any issues later on. Number 2, prepare your paperwork. This might be one of the hardest but also simplest processes that you will need to do. Hard because it's a lot of things to consider, and if you do it for the first time you may be overwhelmed, but also simple because it's actually a standard operating process that is the same for every individual or entity that moves to Cyprus. And this is why we recommend to work hand in hand with a professional that will assist you during the process. In any case, there are a few documents that are always necessary and needed, and so you can already start preparing them in order to minimize time investment from your professional and yourself later on when you start the process. And those documents are: 1, your passport. Definitely make sure that it's valid at least 6 months prior to your move. Number 2, your deregistration form. For that you need to visit your local government office and fill out a form. It's the P85 in the UK. Number 3, the health insurance, because Cyprus requires proof of a health insurance. For non-EU citizens, it's even a private insurance that you need. But it can also be the cheapest option for that. There are a few insurances that offer that just for residency purposes. Definitely make sure to cancel your health insurance in the UK, because you will probably not need it anymore. And also wait for their written confirmation about the cancellation. We had many clients that had some problems with the health insurance, because then they required some payments after they left the UK for many months. Number 4 is the proof of income or proof of wealth, because you need to prove that you can support yourself and or your family members in a financial way, and this can be done through bank statements, pensions, or investment portfolios. Next is a clean criminal record. Obviously you need that, it's essential for many visa applications. And then a marriage or birth certificate, especially if you're relocating with your family, and they may also need to be apostilled or officially authenticated through government bodies. Number 3, very interesting, and that is housing in Cyprus. And for that, we always recommend to just come to the country first. Take a good look at every city, rent an Airbnb, rent multiple Airbnbs in every city, rent the car, take a good look, what city you prefer the most. I personally live in Paphos. We have an office here in Paphos, in Limassol and in Nicosia. Whenever you're visiting any of those cities, just send us an email and we are happy to schedule a meeting. Other than that, also definitely consider selling your property in the UK, because that would be a reason for the UK tax authorities to still see you as their tax resident, even though you may not live there anymore. And then you can use the liquidity to buy a property here in Cyprus or rent a property, but in most cases, as UK citizen, you may want or need to buy a property here in Cyprus for the PR. In any case, our real estate partners are happy to assist you in finding the best property in any city in Cyprus from our own network. And now number 4, the setup in Cyprus. And for that, we register you with the Cypriot authorities, and once you arrive in Cyprus, we will register you with the local authorities in the social insurance department. You will get your social insurance number. Then you will also get an alien registration certificate, which is necessary if you plan to Cyprus for longer than 90 days. And then obviously your residency permit, which is either the MEU1, MEU2 or MEU3, which is mandatory because it's a long-term residency like the golden visa here in Cyprus, which is permanent, that you can obtain through investment. And this is basically your ticket to Cyprus. And once Cyprus also enters Schengen, you can also visit to Schengen countries. We will register your tax residency, which also implies the non-dom certificate, so that you're exempt from the special defense contributions, the dividend tax. We will register you at the general healthcare system here in Cyprus, the YESI, or also the NHS, basically the same national health service as in the UK. And then we will also take care of your corporate matters. If you want to incorporate a company, if you want to start a trust, or maybe even a fund, we are happy to assist in all of those matters, because Tax.One is a one-stop shop. We want our clients to come to us, have one partner for all of the matters, from the setup here in Cyprus to the management and ongoing services. And now number 5, adjust your life in Cyprus. And this has many aspects. It starts with moving your belongings from the UK. For that, there are specific shipping companies that we can introduce you to that will help you bring all of your furniture, for example, to Cyprus, or maybe even vehicles, even though I always recommend to just sell as many things as possible unless you're emotionally attached to them, and just start over here in Cyprus, because even though we are an island, we also have shops and things that you can buy here, believe it or not. Other than that, we want you to feel as comfortable as possible, as fast as possible. We want to be your first friends here in Cyprus, and this is why we always invite our clients to our offices. We want to take you out for dinner. We want to show you all the good restaurants, the good beaches. We answer all of your questions, introduce you to our network. You're happy to join our community with monthly meetups with friends, business partners, clients, partners, whatever there is. And for that, just fill out the form at Tax.One, and we are getting back to you as soon as possible so that we can get started as soon as possible.